Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing one of my favorite videos for the month, and that is the new Cozy Mystery releases for the next month, which in this case is May 2024. So I have 17 new Cozy Mystery releases for you in this video, and stay tuned, I do have some fun animations throughout to kind of spice up some of these synopses. So let's hop in, and starting with book one. Our first book is a bookish cozy. It's called A Limited Edition Murder, a Beyond the Page Bookstore Mystery. It's by Lauren Elliott, and it's coming out on the 21st. This is book 10 within the Beyond the Page Bookstore Mystery Series. So this series has a fun premise. I've read one book from the series and I remember liking it, but I really need to go back and read them in order. So I gotta get to this one, but it's a really fun premise. So Addie Grayborn is actually in England, and she's enjoying her extended stay working at Second Chance Books and Bindery in West Yorkshire. But she feels really adrift, far from home, her friends, and her own bookstore, Beyond the Page Books and Curios. The engagement party of her dear friend Tony at Milton Manor promises to be a joyful distraction, but there's an ill wind blowing at the estate. When Tony presents his fiancée with a special copy of Wuthering Heights as an engagement gift, the lord of the manor insists the book was stolen from his library. Things go from troubling to tragic when Addie takes her Yorkie Poo Pippi out for a walk on the moors and stumbles across the body of a young woman. When the police suspect Tony of foul play, which is the dear friend, Addie vows to get to the bottom of what's going on, but it's a twisted, treacherous path to the truth, and Addie will need to watch her every step. How adorable is her Yorkie Poo here on the cover? Absolutely so cute. I love anything bookish, and this one sounds like so much fun. Next we have one by Krista Davis. This is part of the Domestic Diva Mystery Series. It's book 17 in the series, and it's called The Diva Goes Overboard, and this is also coming out on May 21st. So this is a fun premise. I've never really seen another cozy with quite this take on things. Our main character in this is Sophie, and she is like a homemaker and event planner, and she's a domestic diva, thus the title of the series. And in this one, her kind of like arch rival, from what I remember, Natasha, who's also like an event planner, homemaker, like they kind of compete in some of the books that I've read from the series at least. And in this one she is hosting a wedding party, and this is actually for her free-spirited mother and her mother's groom-to-be, who is an antiques dealer, and so she is going to be throwing this entire wedding party. And this is going to start off with an engagement party that's very elaborate, and Natasha is taking inspiration from a social media star, Stella, who makes these really elaborate charcuterie boards. You know, the ones you've seen on social media where it's like art, basically. I don't even know how they do it. It's so impressive. I would love to try it. Let me know if you have. But she basically makes these beautiful boards. The engagement party is going well until the groom collapses, and it's suspected that the charcuterie board poisoned him. And so Natasha, her mother, and a bunch of other people are suspects in this, and Sophie is going to get to the bottom of this case. So very fun premise. I love the event planning. I feel like that gives such a great setting for like a cozy mystery sleuth because there's so many possibilities, and this one sounds really fun and springy. Our next one is a Sarah Booth Delaney mystery. It is book 27 in the series. It's called Lights, Cameras, Bones, and this is coming out also on May 21st. Described as Stephanie Plum meets the Yaya sisterhood, and our main character is sassy Southern private investigator Sarah Booth Delaney, and she is getting a bit of a taste of the spotlight when she's called to a case on a movie set in Greenville, Mississippi, right on the Mississippi River. Marlon Brandon, heir to a wealthy and influential political family, has brought a film crew to town to film a drama about the 1927 flood that submerged a great deal of Greenville. Marlon wants the world to know the story of the flood and the heroic role that his ancestors played in rescuing dozens of local residents from drowning. Or at least that was his plan until he disappeared. If that wasn't bad enough, the situation is even more dire when a severed foot is discovered in the Mississippi River, and clues indicate that Marlon may have fallen victim to a freak bull shark attack. But rumors continue to swirl around the Delta about Marlon's motives for making the film, and Sarah Booth and her partner Tinky have to wonder whether a shark is to blame or if it's a human offender. The show has to go on, and so her and her crew are going to be investigating. I think this is such a fun premise. I really enjoy the idea for this series. I love a good Southern cozy, so this one I had to include. This next one is actually a cozy mystery collection story, and this one is called Murder at Sea, a Destination Murders short story collection. It's book 3 in the series, and we have a huge number of contributing authors. We have Mary Allen, Gretchen Archer, Leslie Budzwitz, Karen Cantwell, Eleanor Kwood Jones, Tina Cashian, Sean Riley Simmons, and Kathy Wiley. So the author I'm primarily familiar with from this list is Mary Allen. She writes the Ice Cream Shop Mystery Series that I adore. I've read all 3 books that are out in that series and it's fantastic. So I knew I had to include this, plus the theme is so fun. And Mary Allen actually has her short story featuring her ice cream shop character, Riley, and I love Riley, so this one is really exciting for me. But all these short stories involve different sleuths from different series these authors have written. They all take place at sea on a cruise ship. You know, some are doing honeymoons, some are going on a girls' getaway or judging food on the show, like the Showboat and stuff like that. So there's a lot of fun themes, so definitely check this out if you enjoy short stories or you want to introduce yourself to a lot of authors at once. This one just looks like such a fun time. This next one has a very short synopsis, but I wanted to throw it in because it's such a fun theme. It's called Dying for a Nap, a female sleuth / private investigator comedy mystery, a maternal instincts mystery, book 15 in the series, written by Diana Orgain. And this is coming out on May 27th, 2024. This is described as it's murder being a mom, and it's described as chick lit meets noir in this fun mystery. And basically you're joining the characters from this sleuthing cozy. So you have Kate, you have her twins, and her baby, and they're all kind of going on this investigation. And there's also some subplot about a mom and someone else. Are they going to tie the knot finally? And that's pretty much all I have to say. There's a very short description on Amazon, but I wanted to include that in case you're a fan of the series. For those of you that like historical fiction, this one I know is very popular. It's called Locked in Pursuit, an Electra McDonnell novel, and this is coming out on May 14th, 2024. It is the 4th book in the series, written by Ashley Weaver. Our main character in this is very interesting. Her name is Ellie McDonald, and she's actually a safecracker, but like in the first book she was kind of recruited by the British government. So she's got this handler named Major Ramsey, and she finds him very attractive. There's kind of a mutual attraction that's not really being acted on, that's kind of playing there. But there's been this rash of burglaries throughout England. Ellie hears about the suspicious robbery and she connects it to this rash of robberies. They start to work together. They're denying the mutual attraction and they're trying to outdo these thieves at their own game as the stakes continue to rise. I love the cover design for this series. It's so beautiful. Like just I don't know if it's like Art Deco, I think is kind of the vibe it's giving me, but I just absolutely adore it. This next one is perfect for you if you like foodie or paranormal mysteries or ones with cats, because there's a very cute cat in the cover. And this one's called Donuts and Divination, a Witches of Willow Hollow mystery. It's book 3 in the series, written by Kat McGee. And it's coming out on May 16th, 2024. This takes place in Willow Hollow, Tennessee, where secrets are stickier than a maple glaze. And Harper Dade is a witch who's more at ease with a whisk than a wand. And she finds herself donning the sleuth's hat when the local sheriff, a heart of a man with a dubious reputation, is accused of murder. And with Knox, who is her sly black cat familiar, they're stirring up a trail of flour and clues. Harper is delving into the mystery, and it's a very old mystery. There's a lot of suspects, there's a lot of alibis that are very layered and difficult to sort through, and she's also under the watchful gaze of the interim sheriff, so she starts to really piece the parts together, knead the dough together, and she's starting to hear some spectral whispers, secretive schemes, and she's seeing Willow Hollow as, despite it being this very beautiful place, somewhere that actually has a lot of ancient curses and spectral conspiracies. So she's really longing for the simpler days of just frosting donuts and having fun with customers, but her encounters with Crank Cranston, who's an alluring wizard mechanic with a knack for unpredictable magic, add a lot of excitement and maybe romance to an increasingly complicated life. Between her sleuthing instincts and Knox's familiar finesse, and some mechanical tricks from Crank, the trio are going to unravel the dark truths buried beneath Willow Hollow's sugar-glazed surface. So there is real magic in this. You have an adorable cat familiar, you have, the witchy element, you got the foodie element, so lots of great tropes that I know many of you enjoy. I think the cover is so pretty. I'm on a purple kick lately, and this is just gorgeous. Okay guys, this is the one I was hinting at in our intro. This is the novella that I had no idea was coming out. Have you heard of this? Because I had no idea. And it's part of the beloved Noodle Shop Mystery Series by Vivien Chien. It's called Gone to Hot Pot, a Noodle Shop Mystery. And this is a novella because there's actually a full-length novel in the series coming out this summer that I'm very excited about. This one's coming out on May 21st, 2024. And I'm so excited for this because Lana Lee. So the basic premise for the series is Lana Lee works in her family's noodle shop in a place called Asia Village, which is this plaza that has a bunch of different shops, restaurants, bars, a beauty parlor, a bookstore, and they're all different like Asian establishments. And She is away at a restaurant convention, so she leaves her adorable black pug on the cover here, Kiko, with her roommate Megan, who I adore because Megan's got this quirky, fun sense of humor. Well, her and Kiko are having a good time at their apartment, but they get a little cabin fever because of Cleveland's really bad weather. They're snowed in, so they decide to go to Kiko's grooming appointment and then go explore Asia Village. Except for one problem. Kiko gets loose and Megan can't find Lana's pug. Oh my goodness, if I lost someone's dog, I don't think I could I would die. I would die. So she enlists Lana's like cousin Kimmy's help, but Kimmy doesn't keep it to herself. She gets everyone in Asia Village to help, which means more eyes, which is good, but she's also like, Megan's like telling them, she's like, you can't tell Lana I lost it. And so she is going after Kiko, trying to find them, but also telling everyone you can't tell Lana. So kind of a fun, quirky little novella to kind of maybe explore Megan as a character more. Oh my goodness, I had no idea this was coming out. Have you guys heard of this? It just surprised me when I was doing my research and I was so excited. Next we have one in the Peridale Cafe mystery series. This is called Lemon, Drizzle, and Loathing. It's book 32 in the series, written by Agatha Frost, and it's coming out on May 28th. So the Peridale Community Square is being worked on. Julia and Barker decide to help someone find out about their past and to really delve into it because Katie doesn't know where she's from, but what exactly are they going to find? So unfortunately that's all I have to tell you. It's a very short description, but this cover looks very yummy and I wanted to include it. For more bookish coziness, this one looks so much fun. It's called Sentenced to Murder, an absolutely charming bookshop set mystery novel called the Bookstore Mystery Series. It's book 5 in the series, written by Sue Minx. This is coming out on May 23rd. So our main character in this is Jen, and she not only works in a bookshop, but she's actually written murder mysteries before. But can she solve real-life cold cases? That's the question we want to know the answer to. So she's sitting down to start writing her next murder mystery novel, and she stumbles across a chilling real-life case. A man who claims he's been wrongly convicted for murder. But time is running out for Jalen as he needs a kidney transplant to save his life, something he won't receive while he's in prison for murder. So Jen's amateur sleuthing skills are pushed to their very limit as time is ticking to solve Jalen's case and save his life. Can she save him before a sentence to murder becomes a sentence to death? This is recommended for fans of Elliott Adams and Agatha Christie, so if you're a fan of that or bookish cozies, this one might be right up your alley. I love the writer element of it. I always love a main character who's a writer, so I thought this one just sounded perfect. Another one I'm so excited for. This is a series I personally love, and that is the Lady Hardcastle mystery series. This is book 11 in the series. It's coming out on May 21st, and it's called An Assassination on the Agenda by T.E. Kinsey, and it takes place in July 1912. So we have our main character, Lady Hardcastle, and her maid, Florence Armstrong, but they're more like best friends, and they have kind of a secret past together with some sleuthing and stuff, and I love them. They are like the most dynamic duo. They're comedic, their dialogue is funny and sharp and witty, and I absolutely adore it. And in this one, they're over at one of their friends' houses doing like a summer party, and they're really enjoying their time even though there's not very much music or entertainment, but they get some entertainment when Lady Hardcastle's brother Harry gives them a call and tells them about a murder that has happened. So on behalf of the Secret Service Bureau, they are dispatched, Lady Hardcastle and Flo, to basically distract and keep the local police from finding out too much about the victim, which is a really interesting concept because usually you're trying to find out more about the victim, so I love kind of that twist on it. There's also some kind of like Austrian like diplomat or famous person who's coming to town that they kind of have to tiptoe around, so you got kind of some politics. You have this beautiful, charming comedic duo that will just make you laugh. I love it. I love the covers for the series. I think they're so charming and fun, and yeah, I really recommend this series. It's such a good time. Another paranormal cozy mystery that's coming out is More Than Meets the Eye. This is a Tiger's Eye mystery. It's book 12 in the series, coming out on May 21st, and this is written by Alyssa Day. So there's not really a description. Again, I don't know what it is with this month. There's not a description really for this book specifically. It just says it's another laugh out loud cozy mystery for the series, but the basic premise of this series is it takes place in the South, so a Southern paranormal cozy, and we have kind of two characters we're following. One is Jack Shepherd, and he's actually a shapeshifter, like he can turn into a tiger, and he's a former soldier and a private eye. And then Tess is the woman on the cover, and she owns a pawn shop and has a very interesting supernatural gift. When she touches people, she can sometimes see how they're going to die, which is a gift I would not want. That seems very disturbing. But basically they both have unique gifts and abilities. They also have two very interesting families, it sounds like, and there's just a lot going on in Dead End, Florida, so that is the premise for this one. Next we have a 1920s cozy mystery. This is book 3 in the series of Lady Ellen Investigates, and it's called A Mystery at Moor House by Kelly Mason, and it's coming out on May 5th. So Lady Ellen is our sleuth in this, and she's taking a trip with some of her friends to an old school friend's home, the Moor House, and while they're there, there's a relic that's rumored to be from ancient Egypt, and unfortunately it goes missing. I love a good heist, so this is always fun. And the person who is left to guard the relic that's now missing enlists Lady Ellen to help him find it and to bring, you know, justice to whatever happened. And so they start to delve into the family's secrets and life and everything, and the servants in the household, and to basically uncover the motives that might be there to steal this. So really fun premise. I love the covers. There's something about the 1920s that seems so fun and glamorous, so I really enjoy that. We also have Murder on the French Riviera, an incredibly gripping historical fiction cozy mystery. It's a Miss Underhay mystery, book 16, written by Helena Dixon, and this is coming out on May 28th, 2024. So this takes place in late spring in 1936. Our main character is Kitty, and her and her husband are like private investigators, and so her and Matt travel to Nice. They travel to the French Riviera to track down this missing person, but they can't really find anything on them, so they decide to go back to the hotel to take a break, and they take a stroll on the beach when they stumble across that person's body who they were supposed to be finding. Well, when they look at his body, they find a matchbook for a casino nearby, and they decide to take a look at the casino. When they get there though, they come across several big suspects. A disreputable aristocrat, a wealthy widow, and a shady reporter. They all make the suspects list, and these two have to dive into it to find out that not everything is nice and nice. So a really cute cover, very fun and springy looking. This next one is an island cozy mystery. It's called Lovers to Die For. This is a island cozy mystery, book 3 in the series, written by Peyton Stone. And this book is coming out on May 10th, 2024. This one actually involves a serial killer, which is kind of interesting for cozy mysteries. You don't see too many of those usually. But in the shadows of a peaceful island, a serial killer leaves behind a trail of bodies that strike a close resemblance to the local antique shop owner. Left on each victim's body is a knife-pierced notes, the initial LH, and haunting song lyrics that point to a connection only one person can decipher. Guided by her intuitive, telepathic cat and supported by her fiance, Lola Hutchinson has to delve into the darkest corners of her own past to uncover the truth behind the killer's twisted obsession. So she's confronting long-buried secrets and deciphering the psychopath's clues. This wasn't exactly on her wedding planning list, but she's going to have to solve it and push herself to the brinks to really find out what happens, and also test the bond that she shares with her extraordinary cat. So it sounds like this has like at least a little bit of a paranormal element. I love the island setting. It sounds really cool, and we also have a wedding about to happen as well, so lots of fun tropes for that one. And last but not least, we have another historical fiction cozy. It's called The Last Hope, a Maggie Hope mystery. This is book 11 in the series, and it is the finale for the series, written by Susan Elia McNeil, and this is coming out on May 21st, 2024. Her main character in this is Maggie Hope, and she was once Churchill's assistant or like secretary, but she's now been like recruited by like the Secret Service and the government to go on missions. But she's really been struggling recently because she's fallen in love with a man named John Sterling, and she's just feeling like maybe she's ready to get out of this business. But she's sent on one last mission, and this is a mission above all other missions. She's actually sent to assassinate a man who is supposedly has like built this like world-ending bomb for Nazi Germany. So she's not really convinced of this. She's like, I've never done an assassination before. She's like, I need to gather more intel. So she travels out there to listen to a lecture by this man, and she runs into another double agent, Coco Chanel, who also has very ambiguous intentions, and invites her and another person to meet with her. So she meets with Coco Chanel and a British ambassador in Madrid. There's a lot of cat and mouse game playing going on, and Maggie's just trying to figure out how can she get out of this unscathed, how can she start the family she really wants to, how can she survive this war. So a lot of really a lot of very deep elements with this one. I love the cover. It's very, very beautiful. And I haven't personally read this series, but let me know if you have, because it sounds really good. Alright guys, that is everything for this month. If I missed any cozy mysteries that you're excited for that are coming out in May, please let me know about them down below. I always love reading about new releases. Let me know down below, what are your top 3 new releases in May that you're most excited about? I'm going to leave you my comment down below, even though it's going to be very hard to pick. If you aren't already, I hope you will hit subscribe. I do post new cozy mystery release videos every month on my channel, as well as new mystery and book content every week on this channel. If you like anything from cozy mystery, murder mystery to thriller, I post about it on this channel, anything with a mystery element. And I hope you'll hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!